Donald Trump, also the President of the United States of America and owner of many businesses, wrote the book How to Get Rich. He did this because the number one question people ask him whenever they meet him is, how do I get rich? And who better to answer that question than a multi-billionaire? Every time for the next few days, whenever you decide not to do something, ask yourself, am I not doing this because I don't want to? Or am I not doing this because I'm afraid for the work I have to put in? An example, John is a 17-year-old who wants to grow up as a successful entrepreneur. John realizes he needs sales experience to have an advantage, and since he doesn't have the money to start a business, he is looking online for sales applications. John has found the perfect job for him to start, however he needs to make a phone call. In the meantime, his dad arranged a job for him at the local supermarket since the father knows the owner. He has two options: make the scary call to get the job he wants, or go the easy way and work for a few years in the supermarket with the job his father arranged for him. What would you do? And be honest with yourself. The point of this example and what I learned from Donald is that you have to show some balls if you really want to make it. Unfortunately, a wealthy life is just not for everyone. If you want to be successful, you have to show the world that you are ready and make the scary phone call, have the scary meeting and go out of your comfort zone. So big idea number one, if you really want to be successful, show some balls. I learned a lot of interesting things about Donald Trump that really inspired me. He works 7 days a week and loves what he does. He isn't doing it for the money anymore, it's all about the rush and thrill for him. He just loves the game and isn't afraid to go out there and make the deals like only the Donald can. That brings me to the next inspiring lesson from Donald. This is in my opinion also one of the reasons he managed to win the US election, and he wrote an entire book about it called The Art of the Deal. However, I think he covered the basics here. The basic philosophy of how deals are done, it's all about persuasion, not power. Power is merely the ability to convince people to accept your ideas. Convincing others has a lot to do with understanding negotiation. Study the art of persuasion and practice it. We all need a healthy dose of confidence to be convincing, but don't bulldoze it. If you do, you may see a lot of people in front of you at first, but the room will soon be empty. Let them think the decision is theirs. It will give them a feeling of control. And here's the golden rule of negotiation: he who has the gold makes the rules. So therefore, big idea number 2, practice the art of persuasion. A small example of how persuasion works. There once was a group of real estate agents. Anyone who would call this company first spoke to the receptionist. She first mentions their colleagues' credentials and expertise. So customers interested in letting her property were told, let me connect you with Sandra, who has over 15 years experience letting properties in this area. Customers interested in selling a property were told, speak to Peter, he has over 20 years experience selling properties, I'll put you through now. As a result, the number of appointments increased by 20% and a 15% increase in the number of signed contracts. I've enjoyed this book for the most part. However, a lot of the chapters were focused on self-promotion. That's no surprise though, as we all know Donald Trump. Fortunately, he did cover some essential basics for business, which are the things I talked about in this video. Remember, show some balls and practice the art of persuasion.